Hey, hope everybody's doing well. I just wanted to take a minute to speak about losing one of the great ones a couple of days ago. Yeah, John Witherspoon. I mean, a brilliant comedian, wonderful man that has been a part, essentially, of my childhood, and even most recently, a source of my entertainment. I mean, the greatness of this gentleman, goes without say. And I know what you're wondering, how does John Witherspoon relate to fragrance? Well, it's a personal journey that he started for me, and I'll get to that in a second. But from the earlier days, from seeing him in Boomerang, also the Wayans brothers, which I love and I still watch to this day, and more recently the Boondocks, which he was of course a granddad in that, and even back to the Richard Pryor show. I mean, just a brilliant, comedian, and just he made the most out of short bursts in either sitcoms or in movies. And a lot of people don't realize that the movie Boomerang, where all the sayings came from, the coordinate and the bang bang bang, do you realize Boomerang might have been about a 2-hour movie? And from the time he entered into the movie to the time he made the exit in the movie was approximately 6 minutes. And he had that kind of impact in that short period of time, which was great with the Wayans brothers because it was all just short bursts of John Witherspoon. And the guy was great. He was great. Now, how this ties back into fragrance. He did a stand-up in about 2008. Now, I've been in the fragrance game, since the 90s. And I was the usual, designer fragrance guy. Go and pick up whatever's around. And back then, the price of fragrances might have been, you can get brand new fragrances for $40, $30. And in his stand-up, he mentioned going through the airport and them stopping him and saying, well, you got too much cologne in your bag, so we have to seize it. And he said, please don't take my cologne. That's $200 a bottle. $200 a bottle. They're like, I'm sorry, it's too much cologne in your bag. And he said, all right, well, fine, let me spray myself one more time. And so he acted like he took it, sprayed himself all around the neck, all on top of his head, up his butt, around his nuts, even in his mouth, and said, fine, take the damn cologne. And he said, that airplane was smelling good. And so at the time, I didn't even know much about $200 bottles. 5 times the value of the bottles that I was purchasing. And so after that, I went seeking it out, looking for it. And at that point, I started to discover Creed. Virgin Olive Water was my first. He opened my eyes to the whole niche game based on that one part of his stand-up. And that's been a journey that's been going on ever since. Can't even count the niche bottles I got now. But that was the spark of my journey based on that one little joke that he dropped. I mean, I really, am appreciative of John Witherspoon. And may he rest in heaven. I mean, one of the great ones. And one of my favorite comedians of all time, as far as in the movies he's done and just the small bits that he's done things through. And I'll ever be grateful for him. But hey, just want to touch down on that, talk about John Witherspoon. Pops, one of the greats.